Hey guys, it's Alyssa from Ales and Asanas, bringing you another 30-minute session that you can enjoy any time of day to knock out that routine, knock out that stress from your day, whether it's right before your workday in the morning, before everyone else wakes up. Squeeze it in on your lunch break, maybe at the end of the day if you're feeling a little tired and don't want to do a full-on 75-minute session or workout. We've got you covered. So give us a like or a subscribe. That will help us bring you more content. And in the meantime, pour yourself a beer or maybe another cold drink. Remember that these poses at the end, when we incorporate our favorite kind of craft beer, it's always optional, and it's okay if you're drinking water, kombucha, maybe a mimosa, whatever you feel like doing. But what we're doing is just a playful way to engage the muscles, activate different parts of your body, or maybe even do some modifications by using this as a prop. So it's always optional, but we hope you guys have fun. Maybe in the comments, type us a little message and let us know what you're enjoying today. Today I have another home brew from my guy. With all this stay at home, he's been brewing up a storm, and he made this very smooth and yummy cream ale. He even got his own fancy little labels this time. We're getting fancy now. So that's what I'm gonna be enjoying today. And I always like to pour into a nice reusable, also sustainable cup. I like to use these Pirani cups. They're safe, they're not gonna break, they're not plastic, so you're not being wasteful. So that's how I like to enjoy my beer during my classes. Drop me a message and let me know how you like to enjoy yours. And cheers, thanks for being here. Enjoy.
We'll start laying down with your knees bent and your feet on the mat. Let the feet be a little bit wide and then let the knees fall into touch. Maybe tuck the tailbone under slightly to neutralize the spine. Close your eyes with one hand on the chest, one hand on the belly. And just be here for a moment, noticing the body, noticing the breath. Feeling the hands rising and falling. Start to hug the right knee in towards the chest, and then extend the left leg long down onto the mat. And really hug that knee in nice and tight. And activate that left leg that's extended. So you're pressing the heel down, the quads engaged. Then taking that knee in the right hand, start to open up that hip, moving the knee and hip open to the right. So a nice external rotation of the hip here. Use that left leg and keep it engaged to make sure that your body stays flat. We don't want that left side body or left booty cheek popping up off the mat. Bring the knee back into center, take a deep breath in, and on your exhale, bring that leg across your body and give yourself a nice spinal twist here. Try to keep both shoulders on the mat. You can keep looking right up at the ceiling if you'd like to turn your neck a little bit here for a full rotation, whatever feels good for you. I'm just gonna stay with my upper body neutral and looking straight ahead. Start to unwind, come back to center, and then hug the left knee into the chest and extend the right leg long and all the way down onto the mat. Same thing here, squeeze that left leg in nice and tight, thigh going towards the belly. And activate that right leg so the heel is pressing down and that whole leg is engaged. Start to bring that knee and hip open to the left, that external rotation, using the right leg to root yourself down, to keep you grounded, to keep you centered. And then start to bring yourself back to center. Take a big breath in, and on your exhale, bring that knee across your body, giving yourself a spinal twist here. We're twisting the lower part of the body and keeping the upper part of the body centered and steady. You can keep looking up at the ceiling, keeping both shoulders rooted on the mat. Start to unwind, make your way back to center, hug both knees into your chest, give yourself a big squeeze, and then rock front to back a few times, massaging the spine a little bit, but then also picking up momentum to bring yourself upright, and then eventually making your way around to your hands and feet, and making your way into downward dog. Take just 2 rounds of breath here to shake out a few things and get yourself settled with those palms flat. Maybe bending your knees a little bit here and getting those hips nice and high. And of course, connecting with your breath. Take a big breath in, and in. Open your mouth, exhale, let it go. And then bring your feet to meet your hands at the top of the mat. As you take a big breath in, lift and flatten out the spine. Nice tabletop flat back here. If you need to bend your knees, if you have tight hamstrings, that's a-okay, as long as we keep that nice flat back and lengthen through the crown of the head. Nice, relax and fold forward here. Keep a bend in the knees. The upper body is hanging heavy. Maybe wiggle the head a little bit to release that neck tension. And then roll up your spine to make your way to standing. When you get there, roll those shoulders back, lift up the toes, spread them apart, and we'll flow. Take a deep breath in, reach those arms way up high and look up. Exhale, lead with the chest as you fold over your legs. Inhale, lift and lengthen, flatten out that back. Exhale and release. Plant your hands flat and step back to a high push-up. Shift the shoulders forward slightly, hug the elbows in and lower down towards a low push-up. On your inhale, press into your hands, lift your chest for cobra or maybe up dog. And on your exhale, make your way back to downward dog. Cycling through your breath here, lengthening down the backs of the legs. Chest pressing back towards the thighs. And then bring your feet to meet your hands at the top of the mat. Shift it out, take a breath in, lift and flatten the spine. Exhale, release and fold. Inhale, sweep yourself upright to standing, reaching the arms high overhead, looking up. And dive right back into it, fold over the legs. Inhale, lift and lengthen, press those thighs towards the wall behind you. Exhale, release, plant your hands, step back to high plank, drop the knees if you need to. Shift the shoulders forward, and then lower down towards a low push-up. Hug the elbows in. Press into the hands as you inhale, lift the chest. And on your exhale, make your way back, downward dog. One round of breath here as you root strong in both hands. Lift your right leg up in the air, nothing major, just about hip height, nice engaged leg, and with control, step that foot to meet the right hand. Drop the back knee down, and first lengthen onto your fingertips so you can lengthen through the spine. Engage your belly. Inhale, sweep your arms and torso up. Low lunge here. You're going to determine how much sensation you get and how much your body needs. If you'd like a little more, you really lunge forward into that front knee. Keep engaging the belly so we don't put too much pressure on that knee. And if you're feeling any pinching or pain, then yes, you'll want to back off a little bit. If you'd like a little more in the spine, start to elevate the chest, lift the chin, maybe draw the biceps back by the ears as you breathe in. Then exhale, place the hands on the inside of your foot. Walk that front foot a little wider. Keep the left hand down, place the right hand on your thigh. Press that thigh and knee away from you, rolling onto the outside blade of that foot. Nice little spinal twist. Maybe you peek up over that right shoulder. One more breath in, then exhale, unwind, plant the hands down, tuck the toe, lift the back knee, step back to a plank. Hold this plank, nice engaged belly for one round of breath, and on your exhale, come back, downward dog. Lift the left leg in the air. Use your belly for control as you step that foot forward to meet the left hand. Drop the back knee down. Lengthen onto the fingertips, lengthening through the spine. Engage the belly. Inhale, sweep your arms and torso up. Again, here you determine how far you'll take this pose. Keep that belly engaged. Keep the breath moving. And if you'd like to elevate the chest a little bit, reach up high through the spine, lift the chin, draw the biceps back by the ears. Inhale, lengthen your spine. And then as you exhale, start to lower those hands down to the inside of your foot and walk that front foot a little bit wider. This time right hand stays down, left hand comes to the thigh, and press that thigh and knee away from you, twisting the back, peeking up at that left shoulder, rolling onto the outside of that left foot by the pinky toe. Unwind, plant the hands down, lift the knee, step back to a plank as you breathe in, and exhale, come back, downward dog. One big breath in and a big breath out. Let it go. Lift the right leg up in the air. Weight should be even in both hands. And with control, step that foot to meet the right hand. Back foot goes flat, parallel with the back of the mat, setting up for warrior two. Bend into that front knee, engage your belly, and sweep yourself up. Adjust your feet if you need to. You should have a heel to arch alignment here. Weight should be even in both feet, so both legs are active. Strong arms. Your legs stay exactly as they are as you lean back, lengthening and reaching up high through the right hand, reversing your warrior. Look all the way up at that right thumb. Think about lifting up light through those fingers, which is more important than leaning further back on that leg. Draw yourself up, warrior two. Start to straighten the leg. Shift the hips back, reach the right fingers forward, forward, forward. When they can't reach any further, lower them down to a prop or your shin, and reach the left arm overhead for triangle pose. If you need to have a little bit of a bend in that straightened front leg, that's okay. That helps to give you a little more length and mobility to rotate those right ribs from under your side body to make your belly, chest, and shoulders broad with the side wall. Press the pelvis forward. Press into both feet, engage your belly, lift yourself up, and then turn your toes and your body to face forward. Maybe even point those toes in slightly. Interlace your fingers at your tailbone. Take a deep breath in as you squeeze those shoulder blades together. And on your exhale, fold between your legs. Using a towel here is good to give you some space if your shoulders are tight. But here we are, folding forward, lengthening the legs, opening up the shoulders and the heart. If you can release some tension in your neck by wiggling your head a little bit, give that a try. And of course, we keep the breath moving. Start to release the hands, drop them down by your feet. On your next inhale, lift and lengthen onto your fingertips. Give yourself a nice flat back. Hands are right under the shoulders. Sinking the booty back, start to bend into that right knee so the left leg engages and straightens. You should feel that on the inside of your thigh. And then start to walk yourself to center. Bend into the left knee, straightening the right leg. Sink that booty back. And then start to walk your hands towards that left foot. Engage your belly. Inhale. Bring yourself up, warrior two. Adjust your footing if you need to. Be here strong and steady, a badass warrior. Legs stay exactly as they are. As you inhale, reverse your warrior. Lengthen through the side body, lift up light through those fingers. Maintain the bend in that front leg. Draw yourself back up for warrior two. Stick that landing. Then start to straighten the front leg, shift the hips back, but reach the upper body and those left fingers forward, forward when they cannot reach any further. Lower the hand down to whatever level works for you and bring yourself into triangle. We're trying to rotate those left ribs forward so the belly, chest, and shoulders are broad with the side wall. Peek up at that right thumb, press the pelvis forward. A continual rotation of the spine and continual movement here, even though it may seem a little static. Engage your belly, bring yourself upright. And start to rotate your toes. This time each toe will face out to each side. A big wide stance here. Bend your knees, drop your booty down. Each hand on each thigh, and we'll twist here. So dip the right shoulder down, twist and look to the left. Bring it back to center. Dip the left shoulder, twisting and looking to the right. Bring it back to center. Dip the right shoulder, twisting, peeking over to the left. Back to center. Dip the left shoulder, twisting and looking to the right. Back to center. Straighten those legs. Turn the toes to face in. Inhale, sweep your arms high overhead. Exhale, drawing yourself down, folding to the center, that nice wide leg fold again. This time, really focus on your legs. Maybe play with shifting the weight to the front and to the back of your foot. Notice how that's a little bit different and hits each section of your legs. Maybe you reach your arms behind you. Maybe you have a slight bend in the knees. That's also okay. Release the tension in your neck. Then on your next inhale, lift and lengthen onto your fingertips. Flat back as you bend into the left knee, extending the right leg. Sink that booty back. Hello, inner thighs. Come on to center. Bend the right knee, extending the left leg. And then start to walk your hands towards that right foot. Step it back to a plank. Take a breath in. And exhale, come back, downward dog. Inhale, lift the heels. Exhale, lower the heels, lengthen down the legs. Inhale, lift the heels. Exhale, lengthen down the backs of the legs. In your next inhale, roll forward to a high plank position. Draw that belly up, strong through the shoulders. Lower down through a low push-up or your chaturanga. Inhale, press into the hands, lifting your chest. And exhale, come on back to downward dog. One breath in, one breath out. Bring your feet to meet your hands towards the top of the mat. Inhale, lift and lengthen, flatten out that back. Exhale, release and fold. Now's the fun part. Go ahead and reach for your cup, stand it up. Cheers, thanks for being here. Take a nice refreshing sip, and we'll work on some standing balances. We'll start with a good old tree pose. So our tricks here are to lift up your toes, spread them apart, stand up tall, roll those shoulders back, engage your belly, and find a focus point in front of you. Those things are all gonna help you keep your balance here. Stand strong on the left leg. Bring the right foot into tree pose. I recommend right at the calf. We have that nice external hip rotation. Find your focus point, engage your belly. And when you're steady and ready, bring that cup up to the top of your head. And yes, you will move those hands away. Keep that knee pressing back and open. Belly engaged. Maybe even a smile here. Then bring those hands back to your cup, lower it down to your chest, maybe take a sip, and then go ahead and put that foot down. Shake out if you need to. We'll prepare for the other side. Recenter yourself, stand up tall. Bring that left foot into tree pose. If you find yourself popping that hip out, we want to engage the belly and actively press that foot into the leg. Find your focus point and bring that cup up to the top of your head. We're active in the legs here, active in the belly. Calm and steady. So to bring your hands back to that cup, lower that cup down towards your chest. Again, if you'd like to pause here and take a sip, you're more than welcome. And then release. As you inhale, reach that cup high overhead, and exhale, fold over your legs, place that cup on the mat as we flow through a vinyasa. Inhale, lift and lengthen the spine. Exhale, release. Plant the hands, step back to your plank. Shoulders shift forward as you lower down towards your low push-up. And lower all the way down to your belly. Forearms down, palms down. And roll onto your right side. Have the elbow right under the shoulders. Your forearm is parallel with the top of the mat. We'll work on Vishnu's couch. So our body is in one line here. We'll be rooting down through the side of the foot. Draw the left foot towards your knee, almost like a tree pose, and take your fingers and wrap those fingers around your big toe. Drawing the knee in towards your armpit first. Make sure you maintain the balance and you're actively pressing down into that forearm. And then if you want, you can straighten that leg and shoot energy all the way out through the heel. We stay active in the forearm, so we lift out of the shoulder. Pelvis presses forward, but that hip is open externally. Slowly release, lower the foot down. Roll onto your belly, place both forearms down, palms down. Just take a moment in Sphinx pose. Tuck the tailbone under, but draw the belly button back. And root down through those palms and forearms so you can lift out of the neck. No turtlenecks here. Start to roll on to the left side of your body. So make your forearm parallel with the top of your yoga mat, palm down. That's our base. So we really want to root down through that palm and the forearm. And then use that extended left foot as your other base. Start to bend the right knee. Reach for that big toe with your fingers. Again, first draw that knee towards your armpit and then start to extend the leg, shooting energy all the way out through the heel. Extend it to your degree, whatever works for you. Press the pelvis forward, let that hip open and bring the foot behind you. That might test your balance a little bit, so use your belly, use that forearm and that palm as kind of a kickstand. Then slowly release, let that foot fall down to meet the other. Roll onto your belly for Sphinx pose for just a moment. Strong in the forearms and hands, lifting through the shoulders. Pelvis tucked under. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, letting go. Start to lower your chest down. Forehead touches the mat. And then start to press your way through hands and knees. Maybe take a sip along the way if that feels good for you or appropriate for you. And then stand back up. We're going to do hand to toe pose, kind of a combination of tree and Vishnu's couch, but standing. So cheers to that. Let's give it a go. Same thing, keep a tall spine, keep the chest lifting up. Engaged belly will help here. Let's hug the left knee into the chest, squeeze it in nice and tight, and then guide that knee open externally. Reach that right arm to the side. It will be a nice counterbalance. And you can stay here and rock this version of this pose. Turn your head to look at the cup, nice little counterbalance and a twist. But if you'd like a little bit more, grab that big toe with your first two fingers and start to straighten and extend that leg, shooting energy out through the heel. This looks a little familiar, right? Maybe just a little harder this time because we're balancing. In the full variation, you turn your head to look towards that cup. Energy keeps shooting out through the heel and gently release. Maybe a little more gentle than I did, but even the yoga teacher needs to control herself sometimes. So let's go for the other side. This time, hug the right knee in towards the chest, and then guide that knee open to the side. Extend the arm out to the left, and you can stay here and rock this variation. This is kind of the medium variation, still great for strengthening and balancing. But if you'd like a little more, take your peace fingers, wrap them around your big toe, and start to extend that leg, lengthening through the heel. Still keeping a lifted chest. And then if you'd like the full variation, you turn your head to look at that cup. Eye on the prize, I like to call that. Turn your head back to center, gently release. Shake out those legs a little bit, take a breath, take a sip if you need to. And then we'll shift it out, so take a deep breath in, reach the arms high overhead. Exhale, fold over the legs, placing the cup down on the mat. Inhale, lift and lengthen the spine. Exhale, step it back. Lower down through your chaturanga. Lift the chest on the inhale, and on the exhale, make your way back to downward dog. A big breath in, a big breath out. Inhale, lift your heels. Exhale, lower the heels, lengthen through the legs. Inhale, lift your heels. This time bend your knees so much that your thighs and your belly touch. Those hips should be way up in the air. Turbo dog. Turn your head to look up towards your thumbs. Give yourself a little walk or a hop towards the top of the mat. Take a seat. And we'll do one last little bit of ab work here, using a cup or a block, whatever kind of prop you may have available to you. Place that in between your knees and actively press into that prop. It will help activate the inner thigh and the pelvis. Arms reaching out in front of you. We want to think about that chest lifting. And from here, lower yourself back about 6 inches. Then pull yourself back up towards that cup. So readjust yourself. We'll try that again. Tall spine as you lean back about 6 inches. Keep that chest lifting, thighs squeezing. Draw yourself up, come up towards that cup. Good. Readjust yourself one more time. Cup or prop is in between the knees. Arms extended, tall chest. Lower back 6 inches. Maybe draw that belly button back towards the spine. Then lower it back another 2 inches. Keep the breath moving. Don't hold your breath here. Lower yourself back another 2 inches. Belly's engaged, breath is moving. Maybe lower yourself a little bit more. One more round of breath and then release. Remove that cup, place it off to the side, and release and let your body go long. Give yourself a little shavasana. Let those feet flop open, let the body be heavy, no tension in the jaw. Take a deep breath in, and in. Open your mouth, exhale, let it go. So of course you can stay in a shavasana as long as you need to. I recommend, even if you're at home, giving yourself that time, even if it's 60 seconds, to recuperate and rejuvenate and just have a little bit of time for you. Take a breath in, exhale, let it go. Start to wiggle your fingers and wiggle your toes. Maybe gently roll the head side to side. Gently waking your body up. Bend the knees so the feet come onto the mat. And then slowly and carefully rolling on to the side of your body. Nice, easy, resting pose, like you're curled up on the couch. And then start to press into your hands to lift yourself up to a seated position. Nice, easy cross leg. Sit yourself up nice and tall. Wiggle your booty down. And just give yourself 2 neck circles here in each direction. Shifting out any snap, crackles, and pops, any tension in that neck. And then just give yourself a moment here to sit up tall, pressing your palms together, letting your thumbs rest on your chest. A moment of recognition and thank you to yourself for making time today. And honoring yourself and our badasses near and far. The badass in me honors and recognizes the badass in each of you. Namaste. Thanks, everyone. Give us a like, give us a subscribe, and we'll see you soon.